Well, welcome back for episode 2 of Full Contact Podcast. My name is Norman. This is
Will.
Mike.
And you guys might know Mike from another podcast. He's been on so many, so you guys kind of just have to figure out where he came from. And this is my boy Jesse right here.
What's going on, Jesse?
Is it?
No. Curtis.
Curtis? What kind of name is that?
My name is Curtis.
No offense to
It's a
anybody
nice
named Curtis. Yeah, it's a nice name. It's a nice name.
Solid name, dude.
Sorry, 50.
Unsubscribe. Curtis just subscribed. Curtis just unsubscribed.
I don't like this guy. For some reason, I don't get a good vibe from him. All right, guys. Well, I just wanted to first off say thank you for coming back for episode 2. Wasn't sure if we're going to come back from episode 1. Took a little bit of time too, but you know, a lot of things going on, and we finally got together. We're getting this done. This is a nice little panel of gentlemen right here. We have Jesse, who is actually my barber. All right. I'm wearing a hat. I'm not rocking your work right now. I'm sorry.
It's all good. I get it.
But he's great. I've known this guy for a few years now, and he's a solid dude.
Not good enough, apparently.
Cool. I see where this is going.
Yeah.
And then you guys already know my brother Mike here, one of my favorite human beings.
Hey,
Don't tell him I said that.
I wasn't listening.
Nobody was listening anyway. And one of my brothers are here. This is Will, and Will and I used to work together. Also, we won't say where we used to work together, but Will and I mean, it's just some of those people that you just, you know, you hit off the right energy and it just kind of clicks, and you know they're there for you. So really quick, guys, let's jump into it. The last episode was about, you know, essentially having your kid, right, and kind of just how did all that change for you, right, or what did you have to change before like the baby came out? So we're gonna pick up this time around with, you know, once the baby was out and really like they're a part of the life. What was the biggest change for you guys? Like what was the most difficult change for you guys?
All of it.
Everything.
Facts.
It was all difficult.
Everything.
This is coming from the men who had nothing to do with the delivery.
Right. Did nothing but cheer.
It was the hardest.
Good
The
job.
hardest thing
Cheers
ever.
cheers to the wives.
Yeah.
The amount of sacrifice that I went through.
Yeah. You wouldn't believe driving to the hospital was...
I know one specific wife who's watching this right now, and her eyes just rolled the fuck out of her head when he said
You know
that
how
shit.
uncomfortable those beds are to sleep on during the delivery?
You got a bed?
We got a fancy hospital. You had a bed.
Damn.
I wasn't allowed inside.
Oh, no.
Well, restraining orders will do that.
Oh my god.
So you're saying the most challenging change?
Yeah, like what was probably the most difficult or the most apparent one, right? Like first and foremost, this is now here. What changed?
I'll start it off. I think the most apparent and upfront change was when we were leaving the hospital. We had the baby. We put him in the car seat, and all of a sudden, I did not know how to drive. I did not.
Facts.
I pulled out of Pomona Valley. I was just like, God. I felt like it was my driving test. Like it was just for whatever reason. Because now that you see, after seeing the baby and just like processing that whole, the baby's here, and it's like now your physical job to protect not just your significant other, your baby mom, and the baby themselves. You're just like, I don't know how to drive. Like I don't know how to. No, but it's
that's
a big
crazy.
thing. Yeah, it was just. I drove real slow. I was the Honda Civic. It couldn't go that fast in the first place. But
Also, you never go if
don't start.
if you ever take a road trip with Mikey, just go. Just go. God.
I drive speed limit for safety.
You
I'm a
you don't even go
law-abiding
that.
citizen. Okay.
There's nothing wrong with that. Plus, there's a baby in the car now.
Yes.
No,
thank
and
you.
then the thing is too, like right when we start driving, he'll call and he'll be like, "Hey, call me if I lose you."
Always. If I lose, you just call me. I'm just like,
Nah, but he's right though. Like, as soon as you said that, I was like, yes. I got in the car and cussed out everybody on the road. Why are you driving so fast? There's a baby in this car. If you guys don't slow down, do you know I have a brand new baby here. Everybody needs to slow down. I'm going 35 on the freeway all the way home. Chill out.
But why do I feel like that's just you on a normal?
Yeah.
Like just yelling at everybody.
just
all the
yelling at
time.
everybody.
Yeah.
You can be alone. It's like, stop going fucking 72 like me.
I need to be the fastest on the road.
Right?
Stay behind
Right.
at all times.
You start swerving like the cops did. Everybody on me.
I put my hazards on and I slow traffic down. They need to go to my flow. My flow.
No, it was a real thing though,
Yeah,
right?
100%. 100%.
Took forever to get home.
Took forever to get home.
Mind you, he was in Pomona going to Chino.
Yeah, it was like a 15-minute commute at most. Took like 30 minutes, no traffic.
Yeah, same thing.
Same thing. That
Yeah,
was
from Riverside. We were at Riverside, Kaiser to Chino Hills. It's like a 15-minute drive. Easily took an hour. Easily. I was losing my mind. Losing my mind. Just why these people driving so freaking fast? Like, these are idiots. They don't know I got a baby in the car. Like, this is a brand new baby in the car.
This is before baby on board stickers, so you didn't know.
You didn't know.
You just had to like feel it.
You just have to drive safe like you're supposed to.
You just have to not drive like a complete fucking asshole.
Right?
Oh, I don't know how that is.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh man, I didn't even drive home.
Did you fly?
No,
Wait a minute.
15.
Oh my god!
I found out that I was having a kid when I was 14. I turned 15 the following month after I had my daughter.
Jeez.
Yeah.
That's different.
So you just drove to your birthday party, or
So after I found out, we left Chuck E. Cheese.
My debut. I was still planning my debut. And then
my bad.
He said, so after freshman orientation.
High school.
So I found out, and then I got out of third, and then I went to lunch.
Yo, that's wild.
third period.
15?
15.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Did you even take your did you have a permit?
No. I got
That's
my
crazy.
That is crazy.
I got my permit at 16. She paid for it too.
God.
Yeah.
And did you live in SoCal?
Yeah, I was in Eastvale.
Oh, so
was
you
in Eastville.
for context, then everybody knows there's not like public transportation that's.
Oh, yeah.
fluid, like,
Yeah.
So that
No,
makes
no.
it even harder.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
So if I could ask, who drove home?
I want to say her sister, probably.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. She
was
she
13.
didn't.
Just get younger and younger.
My mom,
I
she was
asked her.
12.
I actually asked her after the whole surgery. I said, "Hey, can you drive home?
Oh my god.
You're still capable, right? Taking us home?"
Dude, what a thing to think about though at 15. I mean, what the hell were 15 years old, dude? What were you doing?
I was an idiot, dude, at 15.
I mean, you're still an idiot now. Oh no.
My God.
Give this guy a
I'm
chance.
not.
No, what I'm saying, 15 years old, dude, like
No, before we started this podcast, we had to keep it real, right? One of the things is we had to be truthful. Like, I'm not gonna lie to you.
and just so you
think I
guys
act
know
like an
too,
idiot.
for a little bit of backstory, this is the second half of the Full Contact podcast. Like it was literally him and I who thought the name of this up. All right, because we're
Hey.
full contact dads, hands on to everything in the family and everything.
It was me.
I'm gonna be humble here. And
It was me. I came up with it.
I don't want to brag, but it was me,
It was all me. He had no part in it.
dude. So, all right, so 15 years old.
15.
I mean, what were you even thinking? I mean, besides that, you're fuck, I can't drive.
When's the next dance session? Honestly, that's all I wanted to do was just dance, and then threw a party, and yeah,
It got real.
that's
Wow.
crazy.
That's
Wild, dude.
and it was. I still remember too because my mom was just like, "See, I knew I should never let you upstairs." Yeah,
Yep.
I was like, "Mom, we're
It
just
happened downstairs.
Mom, it happened downstairs. I'll have you know this. That wanted to change the damn thing.
She really used the restroom. We were just dancing downstairs, and that's what happened." No, yeah, I remember I told my mom, I was just like, hey, like, just gonna use the restroom. That was it. She was just like, don't you close that door. But then, like, I had family over downstairs also.
Oh, you wild.
But we had like a full party. Like my cousins and stuff were like downstairs and like full blown like backyard high school party, like party crew and all.
Dang.
It was just crazy.
That's crazy.
Dang.
This is like the Asian Footloose.
You're a wild boy.
I told you not to dance. This is what happens when you dance.
He's like,
He's like, I just want to dance. Mama, just want to dance.
It was always my dream.
The Asian Footloose.
But mom,
Anak, I told you not to dance. But
Mom, this is my life.
This was always my dream.
Mom, that child was not my dream. The dancing was.
That's wild though, bro. That's a big change.
yeah.
I mean, having a kid in general is a big change, but you're
And I had my
changing so
second
much.
one like seven years later.
Okay.
Yeah.
Was there a party there after too?
Yeah.
No, shut
It's a
up.
full rager.
Dang, that's crazy, dude.
She also
15?
drove home after that one too.
Stop it.
That is, hey, props to you for holding it down, bro. 15, God.
Yeah.
Show. So,
Dude.
So how old is your daughter now?
My daughter just turned 14.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Dang, dude.
Yeah. She just turned 14.
I couldn't even tie my shoe at 15, dog.
What the fuck was wrong with you? What do you mean?
I got bigger problems now. Let alone get my dick up.
This is not what we're supposed to be talking about.
That's crazy.
You know, I think for me, it's like it didn't happen until like later on that evening. The first time Caitlin cried in the middle of the night.
That's when it hit you?
I got up. I was like, "What the fuck? Like, who is crying? How unthoughtful!
What the fuck is that noise?
What is that noise? It sounds like a child."
Nicole, go get your baby.
Kick security. Shut up.
Can you go get your
I'm
kid?
a good dad, I promise.
You get up, you look for the TV remote. You're like,
Oh,
"Oh shit, it's not the TV."
Why?
But yeah,
Why?
but yeah, it was definitely like the first night. You know, we brought Kate home. I mean, we were excited, right? But I mean, we were also up for like the last like day and a half.
oh, she was in labor for a while then.
No. Actually, Kate was the quick one. I'm just saying, like, you know, it was I think 10 a.m., 8 a.m., something like that Sunday morning, and then we didn't really sleep until like almost Monday, like midday.
Right.
Damn.
That's true.
Because I mean, you're awake. You're like, you know, like still trying to figure out, like, hey, by the way, we just got home. We still need this. So like, I dropped Nicole and Kate off at the house and took off. Excuse me, and got a bunch of other stuff, whatever like I needed for the.
That shit should have been at the house already, bro.
Bro,
I'm not judging, dog, but I just
Came home like, hold on, I need to go to Target real quick.
wasn't the question what you,
chapter 2 of what to expect when expecting.
was the question not what you had to adjust to?
I read that book.
Not what were you ready for when your first kid came out. Look, Sunday morning, I was trying to go to paintball practice, all right?
Oh, there you go.
Hey, Mikey, he didn't go to Lamont's class.
What's that?
Le Mans, that's
I'm kidding.
that 24-hour race, right?
Guess it was
Le
just
Mans. I'm dead.
Lamont's.
I know what Le Mans is, okay? Just for context, I know what Le Mans is.
I went. It was very informative. It was a great class.
Did you really? I never did.
I went
We
to
didn't. We
Lamont's
never
class.
went. Yeah. That's the breathing one, right? The breathing technique and.
It's not just breathing.
Okay. All right.
So he really went to class.
I'm certified in.
He
Yeah,
brought.
I would expect you to know, medical professional.
He brought. He brought.
I
He was the
wanna
guy.
be.
He was the guy who brought an apple to Le Mans class with the teacher. Here you go, man.
I took
Crazy.
notes. No, honestly, but the Lamont's class I thought was about. I was like, I gotta go to this. Yes, and then she started talking, and I was like, oh, this
Facts.
okay. All right.
They might
mean-
know what they're talking about.
Hey, Mike, you know this lightning? Oh, water
I did not know that.
All these things, all these terms.
A lot of these I did not know prior to this class. I should
Thank
listen.
you for the information, ma'am.
That's funny. No, I think in regard to that moment for you, I got super lucky. My wife never woke me up for those early parts. Yeah, I got super lucky. I don't know if I'm just a heavy sleeper. Did she try to wake me up?
Okay, so it's not that she didn't try to wake you up.
She
You
actually
just don't
did
know
try.
whether she did or not. Okay.
She did try. You were just.
Anytime
out.
I leave dishes on the table, it just magically
I got super
no,
lucky.
but deadass. So I'm pretty sure she might have tried to woke me up. I don't know.
Might have.
But
I'm pretty sure she did. Gonna go out on the limb
Pretty
here.
sure I'm a heavy
I'm
sleeper.
gonna go out on the limb
I was
here.
trying to give her props, and now I'm an asshole.
You see how quick the tables turn?
I'm just saying that it wasn't.
You set yourself up for that one, Mikey.
I'm just gonna pass on this one.
Next question.
Next question.
Next question, please.
Next question, Alex.
Question, please.
Okay. So let's say that's like the first thing, right? Like that was the quickest thing. What was the most difficult thing to adjust to? It doesn't have to be like, right off the bat when you took the baby home, but like during that, the first, let's say,
In-laws.
year, what was the most difficult?
Damn, get it off your chest faster,
I
die.
know.
In-laws.
In-laws. And they're my ex-in-laws now because, of course, I'm divorced. But sorry, I know we're not supposed to be cutting each other off. But
No, you're
somebody
good.
Get off my chest. No, it was because my ex, she had a cesarean, so she couldn't do a whole lot other than nurse, right? So I did most of it, diaper changing, washing the baby, and all that stuff. And in-laws, she was very, very aggressive as far as telling me what to do, and I was just like, "It's my kid. If I mess him up, it's my fault."
Oh my god.
But that's how they
100%.
are, though. Like,
In-laws?
yeah, like the way I always kind of saw it was just like that's their grandchild. Like they're
Yeah.
just going to spoil them, and to them it's just like, well, I raised you. You're doing good. I know what to do in this situation. You're the newbie,
Right.
Yeah.
So listen to
Yeah,
me,
yeah.
because we had the same issue too.
As far as like like the boundaries, or just kind of like
Just everything, like
Everything.
kind of like the whole thing.
Right.
Like with my son, my second baby. You know what I mean? Like my parents were just like, hey, like,
oh, he went upstairs again.
yeah.
He knows what he's doing.
Yeah, it was just like, no, like you still don't know how to change his diaper. Like, here, let me show you. Like, where's the desitin? Like, no, like, like put more. Like, oh my God, what's half the tube?
How big is your baby?
It's like, yeah, just
Baby comes out white.
the whole body.
Painting the baby.
No diaper rash, sunblock, everything. Nah.
This tin's it's a one thing for all.
It's like that. It's like that kid who comes out with like all the peanut butter, but it's Desitin.
Oh, no.
He's like,
So they were hands-on and vocal.
Yeah.
Oh,
Mine
man,
were.
that's tough.
But they were your
Like
parents.
my
though,
parents,
right?
my parents
your
were.
parents.
how about your in-laws?
Next question. I got you, Doc. Don't worry,
Next
Doc.
question.
Pass.
Next question. Yeah,
I'll take that one, Trebek.
Yeah, I can do this. They're my ex-in-laws, so I can speak on it. But yeah, no.
He said,
He said, "It's the smartest man in this room."
I got you, Doc. Don't worry.
Smartest man in this room. He said nothing.
I don't know what you guys are talking about.
Yeah,
no
what?
problems with my.
salute,
Could you
salute.
repeat the question, please?
Can you repeat the question one more time, please? I didn't understand or want to answer really.
or want to.
I'm just being polite.
Be polite. Yes. So yeah, they're aggressive, but it wasn't. I knew it came from a place of love, but at the same time, I'm the type of person where, being an athlete, like I'm okay with failing. You know what I mean? But let me figure it out on my own. Like I'm gonna have to do this. You know what I mean? So let me figure out how to bathe them. Let me figure out how to do it. Like I was so excited to be a dad, And I had my boy first, so it's like, you know, a son to a
Hell
father.
yeah.
It's just like,
Hell yeah.
I was super excited. So I wanted to do everything. I was like, don't touch him. This is my kid. You know, this is my legacy here. This is my, you know what I mean? He's going to carry my name. I was super excited. So I wanted to do everything. So the aggressiveness, not that she was really trying to hurt us or so much tell me that I didn't know what I was doing. She just wanted to help. And I was just like, nope.
Okay. Because it sounded a little bit more like malicious. You're like,
No.
she was fucking there. And I was like, no.
No, it definitely was from a place of love, but I wanted that responsibility. Like, I wanted it. I was like, yeah, I want this. I want to be like, yeah, I changed those fucking diapers. Dude.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome because
I didn't want to. You should have came over.
You were still sleeping. She tried to wake you up.
Yeah, he was sleeping. Mike was sleeping.
I'm never saying this again, bro.
No, all right, it's okay. I got it.
I thought this was a safe space, bro.
Can you hand me the Desitin right there?
Nobody safe here, player.
no, not in this podcast.
That's fucked up, bro. Yeah, I woke up, guys. It was not like, God damn.
Eventually
did.
Eventually.
By 7 a.m.
He was potty trained by 3.
Yeah.
Oh, my God, bro.
He said, you should have come over. I mean, growing up from, you know, a family with 7 kids, I think it's almost like a bestowed responsibility, especially in you know, in our household. It's like, I had to change diapers for number 4, number 5, number 6, and number 7. So, you know, like when it...
This guy.
Not now. I mean...
Depends.
I mean, it's one of those things where you just... I already knew that part of it, right? I don't think it was... That part of it was the bigger adjustments for me. I think the most difficult one to deal with, especially... within that year, the first year, is doing things like on your own now. Like, I mean, for me, like, I'm a car guy, so I used to go to, you know, shows and meets and whatnot, and now it's like we might not be able to go because, you know, maybe the wife doesn't feel good or the baby, you know, is sleeping and we can't go just yet, you know, type stuff. So a lot of the, I guess, to sound like a real selfish asshole, like a lot of
I was just thinking that. The hardest part was that I couldn't get what I wanted. I'm going to do what I wanted.
As selfish as it sounds, like it's absolutely like,
no, I know.
Like it was really hard to deal with that, you know, because I think in a parental instinct way, I think moms are just more of like it's, or maybe just my wife, but she was like, once the baby was out, it was like everything was about the baby.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
So that 100%. Transition in mind space for me was definitely not that easy.
And for context too, though, you're very social. Like you had a lot of like groups and you're involved in all that. So it's not just like you're casual going out. I think it was more so.
Yeah, like it didn't just all of a sudden like I'm out and about and, you know, doing all these things. It was just a matter of like really having to be more mindful and really understand that like, hey, you have a different role in your life now.
Yeah.
You know, not just for yourself and not just for your significant other, but now for your child.
Correct.
You know, that's really not easy, especially, I mean, I didn't have Caitlin at 15 or anything, but even at 20, I think I was 23. That's still like, I mean, 23.
That's young.
Yeah. Like you just started, you know, being able to buy drinks and going to bars and you know, and partying like.
Even though you're doing that since 18.
Shout out to my big brother. Thank you for your ID.
This was running down. Right at the club at 18, what?
Well, all my friends are like, oh, dude, you guys want to go to this club? It's 18 and over. I was like, no, I'm gonna go 21 and over because my brother's got an ID. And we look nothing alike, dude. Like if you put me and my brother next to each other, like you are not brothers. But then when you see my last name,
that's a lie.
No, have you
met all the brothers? I think.
Yeah.
So
you've never met Christian.
So you see, he looks at least like if anyone who knows the Pamatuan gang. all y'all motherfuckers look alike. Like
It's the same person in different weight classes.
yeah.
Dead ass, dog. I used to be featherweight, not anymore, but dog.
Like
I ate my featherweight, so I am now a light
no.
heavyweight.
hey, true story. The first time I met Mikey, you remember, right? He rolled up into the spot, and I looked at him, and he already knew. He looked at me like, I'm not that motherfucker.
I am not him. I am my own person. I have my own name.
But dude, it still happens till this very day. It still happens till this very day. We were at Caitlin's graduation. Shout out to my oldest daughter, Caitlin, for graduating high school 2 weeks ago. I love you, baby. Congratulations. So I'm sitting here and I'm filming her. I'm like, go, Caitlin. And some dude's like got his hand on my shoulder. Like, hey man, are you a Pam and Twan? I'm like, why? Like, well, why are you doing this now?
Right.
This is
He's
so
holding your
many-
waist.
Yes. So,
Are you a Pam and Twan?
Are you a Pam and Twan? Because you fit the dimensions.
Oh no. Them thighs look familiar.
So as we
if there was a
we
definitive-
circle back to the first line Norman said was, I don't look anything like my other brother. Fucking liar.
No, you haven't. You just haven't met Christian.
Right. No,
Yeah, Mike Uichigo is. He doesn't look like the rest of us.
The least.
Well,
the
the
least
least.
similar.
The least.
I mean, as far as personality wise, he's just right in that empty spot. Yep, there he is. He fits.
Okay, so sorry to interrupt, but one of the first statements that I told you fools before we started this: Filipinos are like black people. All y'all look alike.
What?
I'm dead, bro.
Rice is rice.
What?
Rice is rice.
Not what I
Rice
said.
is
That's not what I said.
Oh my god.
Just like Darnell looks like Jamal. Hey, I'm just saying.
Nobody said that.
Who's Darnell?
And who's Jamal? I want to meet these two.
They're brothers.
And they're happy.
And they look at each other. That's because they're brothers.
They're happy.
Where was this conversation? Where did this go?
You two on this podcast was a mistake. I'm so sorry.
What was the original question?
No, Norman was lying about him not looking like his brother. That's what it's
First he was lying that 23 was like, oh, I'm just starting to go out. I'm just like, oh, okay.
Can't with you. So anyway,
Yeah, my bad.
anyway, at 23, like you're still barely. I think that's like the time where you really start to figure yourself out, or at least like you're in this stage where you're like, I think this is me, or this is what I want to be, right? So, I mean, how do you just all of a sudden turn that switch off and say, oh, I'm a dad now? Because for other people, and I'm not even going to say like who did it right or did it the right way, you know, like waiting and, you know, being more mature and being more prepared. Like I couldn't say that was the right way either, right? Like it's just what was, you know, that was my time. That's what was, you know, going to happen for me. So it's just a matter of I had to be ready, and at the same time, I didn't know how to be. So I was just, you know, kind of, I guess, scrambling and still trying to figure it out.
Yeah, and that's shout out to him, man. It's like I know you're a good dad, bro. You did it at 15. Like
That's
saying that, that's
crazy,
what's so
bro.
funny. Like,
But that's the thing, though, right? So I had my second one at 23,
okay,
right? So you're like just learning about yourself and everything, or like, you know, figuring out your direction in life, what you're trying to do. When I had my son at 23, that was the one where it hit me, because when I had my daughter, like, I'm not going to front, like, I wasn't the best. I was super selfish.
How could you be at that age? Honestly,
Yeah, you're a
if
child.
that's just
You're a
if I'm
child.
just being real, at 15, how the hell could you have been?
yeah, you're still a child.
Yeah.
So
Makes sense, but I know what a dad should have been, and that's what I wish I could have been, and that's what I still want to do, right? So I'm we're trying to fix things, right? You know, from the past and everything, but the past is the past. But when I had my son at 23, I knew what I missed out when I was 15. So when I had my son,
That's huge.
that's where it was like, okay, my wife had a C-section. Take all the time you need. I'm waking up every single time. I'm feeding him. I'm, like changing the diaper. You can't walk. Don't walk. What do you need? Like,
You're everything that you wanted to
what?
be now.
Yeah.
Needed her needed you to be.
Yeah.
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 That's great.
So once that one happened, like, well, when my son hit, that's when it was like that was like the biggest change. And I was just like, this is what I need to change. Like, I was 15. These were all of my mistakes. That's what I need to change when it comes down to this one.
But that's okay though, because the thing is that no one else had to tell you that. You said that. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
See the difference is you saying that makes all the difference versus someone being like, "Hey, you need to do this and you need to do that."
That's
you
big
were
facts.
like, "Nah, I did that.
Yeah.
This is how I messed up. This is how we're gonna get better. This is how we're gonna move forward." That's big, homie. Don't short yourself.
Yeah,
on that one.
it definitely speaks volume to your character as far as like, yo, I know what I did. I know what I have to be now, so I'm going to do it. Because like you said, you're doing that at 23. Granted, you had the situation before and you had a learning curve. I mean, 23, I don't think I was even remotely considered. I consider myself a good dad until like maybe 3, 4, 5 years later, after Caitlin was born. After we already had Matt, like I was still trying to figure it out.
Yeah, I had my first kid at 28, so I was a lot older. So you know what I mean? Like I was mature. I was doing that. You know what I mean? Doing this, doing that, and I wanted that responsibility. Like they said, like me, I want to do this. I was 28 years old. You know what I mean? So I should have known.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
You had that mindset where like,
Right.
I
Like
need
you're
to be
there.
that guy. Like, this is me.
I need to be. Plus, I was lacking because of what I lacked growing up.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
No, I mean, I honestly I couldn't even tell you if I'd be just as prepared at 28 as I was when I was
No,
23.
dude, that's big facts, bro.
Right?
I think
but,
that's
sorry,
a huge
but
thing.
When can you ever be ready?
Yes, and I think only after having kids and then like going through that growth and that change, do you really see that? Like, if you're in your 30s, early 20s, in your late teens, bro, like that age don't make you ready. And I think, and to your point of like making that change in your personal life, I think, and I always see it now, and I tell my buddies because I'm in my friend group, we're one of the only ones with kids, so they're always like, oh, like I don't know if we're ready. It's not a matter if you're ready for the kid. It's just a matter of if you're ready to make that change. If you're ready and willing to make the adjustments and changes that you need to make, because there's nothing in life that mimics that raising a fucking
Nothing. Not
there's
a fucking
nothing, bro.
Not a fucking puppy. Not a cat. None of that shit.
No.
Hey,
There's
I've
similarities.
never heard a more
Yeah.
true statement.
There's similarities
You
and
still feed
parallels.
them,
Yeah.
But no, it's
There's
totally
nothing.
different.
There's
Dude, that
nothing.
statement right there, like nothing mimics that. Oh my God.
100%.
That's so real. That's the realest statement. One of the realest statements I've ever heard in my entire life.
Yeah.
Because if you really think about it, right, like, I mean, I totally understand, pet parents, right? I get it. You guys love your pets and all, but yo, don't ever mistake having a dog for a kid. You are absolutely lying to yourself. And this is no hate or anything, nothing like that at all. But definitely cannot leave a kid over 24 hours by itself and expect it to eat on its own.
No, it's not.
No.
I mean, it's different. I think everyone has a privilege to have the roles that they have in their life, and sometimes it's parenthood, sometimes it's not, over children or pets. But I think in any aspect, it's not. And I can say this. We could say this from personal experience. It's not the same, and that's not to knock people who
Yeah,
can't.
no, not at all,
or
not at
who
all.
Don't.
Never.
But we all have our own journeys and we all have our own challenges. So it's not knocking that in any way, shape, or form. This is just what we've experienced and what we've gone through, and I just think it's crazy, and it speaks volume to that transition and the decisions you made for your second. Yep. Because as people, it's what is it, every day is that you have a chance and a choice, right? So it's just like make yours. You could have been 7 years, and you're just like, fuck, no, I can't do this anymore. Or I can't even dance even longer. I can't, you know what I mean? But that's big facts, right?
I'll never be a Jabberwocky.
I should so close. I should take my face off.
but that's
Put it on the wall. My mask.
Your mask. It wasn't a joke. Fool.
She was right.
Trying to bring it back, bro.
I needed to retire.
I need to.
It
make
wasn't
that
a joke.
change.
I was just trying to tie it back to your story, bro. No, but real talk, like it really could have been a spiteful feeling, and and as humans, we want to do what we want to do, right? We're naturally we don't like change. We like our comfort, and we want to do the things that make us happy and serve us. And having children has nothing to do with that, right? Having children is probably one of the most selfless things.
Oh my gosh,
right?
dude.
So it's pretty. It's
My
just
gosh, selfless. Having children, and that's the thing. Like, and sometimes, like you said, to the people that have children and the people when you don't have children, being a support, you have no idea because it takes a village, right? We've all heard that growing up. It takes a village.
It's so true.
Takes
Oh my
a
god,
You're
that is
supporting a sister,
so true.
cousin, friend who has a child, and you don't have children. Trust me. Thank you. I'm saying thank you to you because we appreciate that. Because
Amen.
it is fucking hard.
yeah, big facts. But it takes a it takes a village.
It takes a village. It's hard. It's
We
hard
can-
to raise
yeah.
kids. It's hard. And,
God damn. Just don't mind the pour. He said he said 2 second pour without a spout.
that's why we're drinking, because it's hard.
Facts. Okay.
That's so funny.
So, we're in a time in our lives now, right? Like a lot of our friends are getting older. Maybe not as old as me, but
I'm dead.
I'm the oldest one here. Stop it. Stop.
I know what we're still in that same bracket, right? So, there's a lot of people are like, yo, a lot of friends now, right? Like, oh, we're getting ready. We're gonna start trying. By the
You
way,
sure about that?
For real. Don't
Are
do
you
it.
sure about that?
Mikey, with you. Don't do it, dog. You want to babysit mine?
No.
Come on. No.
But to everyone who's thinking or just got married or gonna start trying to have kids,
Don't do it.
Just kidding. I'm sorry.
Run.
Don't do it.
Run. No.
Get out.
Believe me when I say that there is no matter of preparation that you can go through to ever prepare you.
You're
for
never
it.
ready.
And it's also one of the things that it's like a sink or swim thing, right? But
100%.
if you're at the stage in your life where you're getting married and you're willing to give yourself selfless to somebody else now, I think it might come just a little bit easier to you guys as far as being kids. But as far as waiting longer and longer, just remember, the older you get, it is harder to keep up with these little ass kids.
Man.
Dude.
Yep.
Dude.
100%.
I mean, you're talking about Matt and Kate, right? Like I had them at 23. And then, growing up and Caitlin was 12 years old. And we were just at the point where you don't need to change them anymore. Like they can do all of it by themselves. And then Casey came out, right? 12 years later. I'm definitely not in the shape as I was when I was 23. I look like myself when I ate myself after being 23. Okay? So it's definitely more difficult, right? Like it gets a little bit tougher, especially being an older parent, because not to put myself out there, but I'm 40 years old.
You're so rude.
What?
You're 40? Is that what he said?
Yes.
Okay, kid. 44, bro. It's not a competition, but
You got a 5-year-old?
Shut up then.
my bad, player. I misspoke.
Spoke too soon. Sorry. You're right.
I misspoke. I don't even know why I got in this competition.
No, you just have to get smarter with the games, right? She's like, let's play tag. I'm like, let's play slow motion tag. I'm like, so right, like, oh my god, with the baby out now, right? Like being a little bit older and having a 5, it's far more difficult. I can tell you that right now. You know, I used to be able to, run around with the kids all day long. So trying to do that at 40, and especially being a little bit different too, right? I mean, like I wasn't doing nearly half as much activities, now that I was then. So it's super difficult. So to even think, like even knowing all I knew with 2 kids previous, having it now, I still definitely wasn't prepared for doing it all over again.
Yeah, total restart.
Yeah, absolutely, total restart, like literal restart. I think the coolest thing about that, though, I'll give this up right now, is I think since in most of our friend groups, Nicole and I were the ones who were early birds, right? Like we had kids first for a long time. We were the only ones with kids. I got to have like the moments that I longed for when I was younger, right? Like I always wanted to raise kids, with my brothers, and my older brother and I, we had kids at the same time, but we just had like different paths in life. Plus, I moved all the way out to LA, so it's not that easy. It really isn't, But I had, Mikey had Liam, and then my best friend Joey had Zoe, and then my boy Hayes, had Jalen, and I was like, dude, I'm getting to raise my kids, with other friends that have kids. Like it was an exciting time. It was definitely an exciting time.
For sure.
So I think that was like my favorite part of that. But for everybody, like I said, everybody who's having a kid or trying to have or thinking about it, just fucking do it. I swear to God, just fucking
right
do it.
now.
Or don't
Do it right now.
I finished the episode.
Yeah, thanks for having me, guys.
Or
You're right. Prove it. Prove it. Prove it.
or don't do it.
Plot twist. I was gonna say something inappropriate.
This whole podcast is inappropriate, Mike. Go ahead, baby boy.
No,
Thank you for our very last episode. No.
That's real though, because even when we're thinking about having our third, a part of me,
Rhea, you know anything about this?
a part of me feels guilty because even just with our second one, I don't have that much or as much energy as I felt I had for my first one. So sometimes it's just our second one. He's a little unhinged, bro.
Macy boy, I love him.
You got middle child syndrome, and he only the second.
Number 2
And
is
he's not
always
even
the
in the
wildest,
middle.
dude.
It's crazy, and I'm just like, if I have a third, there's no way I could keep up.
Yep.
Because at least right now we could split. Like, hey, just handle Liam, I'll handle Mason. Like,
You're
we're
outnumbered,
fine.
right?
Yeah, so I'm just like, I want a third, but I don't know.
Did you see his face? I want a third.
I want a third, but I don't want to get socked in the face either.
And I pride myself in, or my wife and I, we really pride ourselves in the time and attention that we were able to give Liam and Mason, because we were very deliberate, like with that, and we just knew, buying the house and all that kind of stuff wasn't priority. It was like, who can be home?
Right.
We want to make sure if someone's
love
raising
that.
our kids, it's
I
one
love
of
that.
us, not Lola, which ain't nothing wrong with it, because it does take a village to raise these kids, but it was just like very intentional, because I was blessed enough to be raised by my grandma, and it was just, and I loved it. It was a great experience, but I would rather have not waited till my 20s to have a relationship with my dad. You know what I mean? Ooh. Something like that. It ain't a diss. though.
That's a whole other podcast.
Yeah,
You're right, though.
It's not
You're
a diss,
right,
because if anybody's ever exemplified getting the job done, providing and handling business,
Amen.
it's my dad. So it's not a diss to that. It's just the relationship I have. I just know that I could do with a few more years prior. For
sure.
prior
Yeah,
to,
for
you
sure.
know what I mean?
Correct.
It would have been cool, but
sure.
so we're like intentional with that with our first two, and with a third, I'm kind of like, I don't know if we could pony up like that, especially with like maybe more money, more problems type deal.
And quick question for all you guys too, because I was the same. Like I was like, so the realization is that, especially living in California, right? So I wanted to make sure I was present,
Okay.
right? So making sure that you're present sometimes, you have to sacrifice.
Yes.
And a lot of times that means like you're not gonna You're not going to buy that house. You might have to live in an apartment. You might have to move in with your in-laws. You know what I mean? But being present
Is everything.
is very important. It was very important to me. Like, he needed to know who his dad was.
Not that.
I love that.
Not that he's around, but he at work right now. Nah, he's like, no, my dad comes home. Yeah, he'll be home soon and he's going to play with me.
Yeah, that's dope.
You know what I'm saying?
That's a beautiful thing. That is such a beautiful thing. Because, I mean, even when I first had, when we, like, I fucking birthed 2 kids.
It was all done.
I always say we too. Oh, we're pregnant. We're 9 months. Oh, we're breastfeeding. But I want to be included now,
Right? Hey, but then when
I'm sleeping, you know what I'm saying? Gotta be sleeping now, so whenever I can get in, I get in, baby. You know?
Hey, but when the kids do something bad, hey, your kid,
your
child is acting up.
His mama raised him.
Somebody go get this baby. Somebody go get this baby.
You better call your mama. That.
Hey, this baby acting up, yo.
Who kid is this? Who kid is this?
Hey, why that baby crying?
Why is your ear so fucking big?
His ears are.
Oh, Macy boy, I love you, buddy.
Okay, real quick, change the subject. Hey, so who had a cute baby when they were born? Because low-key, we thought our baby was the cutest baby. And I look back at pictures now and I'm like,
Big dog. So when they say it's a face that only a mother could love, bro, my man came out Benjamin Button, bro. He had osteoarthritis, arthritis, COPD. He came out crying.
And he came out like this.
I was like, we had handicap parking. No, it wasn't because of us. It wasn't because of us. Huh? He used to look like an old man, bro. I was just like, how you... God, oh, good, my kid.
How you come out 40?
How you look older than me?
that's what we had. But we was like looking like, hey, we got lucky. Our baby's cute. Oh, snap, we got lucky.
Hey, but which one, though? Because
The first one.
shout out to Khalil.
Hey, no, the second one, too. The second one, it had already worn off.
It wore off. I'm dead.
No lie. He came out, we was like, hey, give it a little time, buddy.
Give it a little time. Little sunlight, little water. Be all right.
Give it a little
Hey, put it back in. Put it back in. Put it back in. He's not done yet.
Wait, no.
Hey, hold on. Hey, you mixed, dog. You gonna be pretty later.
Hey, a Filipino parent would have been like, why does he look like that?
Oh,
Yes.
no.
Dude,
You can't even lie like the homies either. Like, oh, he cool though. He told that to the baby.
You don't know him.
Hey, he be sleeping though. He sleeping tonight though.
Hey,
Wait, see,
what do
he
you
sleep
think?
hard as
Isn't the
fuck,
baby
though.
so cute? I mean, he cool. Like he's funny and shit. He be breathing and looking around and
Yeah,
shit.
he be smiling and shit. Smiling in his sleep and shit.
Oh,
Be
man.
wearing onesies and shit. That's cool, man. Cool. I'm about to dip out. I'm out.
We go dance. We
Go dance.
go dance.
Bro, it wasn't a diss. I swear to God.
Like,
But I'm just saying. What I'm saying is, I don't know if I could give the third one as much energy. I want to. I'd like to think so. But it's just like, God, I'm tired.
yeah.
I had a good when we got here.
Yeah.
I didn't do shit all day. I'm still yawning and shit. Like, I'm tired. Man.
Right? Everyone's like, damn, I'm tired from work.
You know why?
Mikey's like, I didn't do anything today. Like, and I'm still tired.
Good day.
Yeah, because you don't keep thinking about the shit you got to do because you know you got some shit you got to do.
I know.
Yeah. Yep.
Like, bring all this shit over so we can do this. I know he didn't want to do it either.
Yeah, nah, we here.
Yeah, we here now.
Shout out
Be
to
present, bro.
Mike. All right, so we got most of that out of the way. Let me ask you guys this now. Looking back at all the adjustments and things that you had to change or adjust to, what can you look back at that you would smile at like every time? Or what would you look back at that like you could definitely say like, oh, because of this, it taught me how to do this? Like, what do you still apply to your life now?
I'll start it out. Okay. Yeah,
I was like, you sound like you about to say something. Let it out, bro.
I mean,
Since you
I'm
asked.
give me the
mic. Since
I'm
you
gonna go
asked.
ahead and pilot this one, y'all. If you don't mind.
He put on the sexy voice. Bro.
All right, let me go ahead and get this one right quick right here.
Hey, this is Theo, y'all. Theo.
Do you know Theo from 92.3 The Beat?
92.3 The Beat.
How old are you?
30.
You don't.
Why you put my man on blast like that?
No. Dude, that's not what I'm doing. I'm just saying we're old as fuck.
Yeah, we're old as fuck. So Theo's, it's a,
You can answer the question. It's okay. You can just answer the question.
yeah. So, like I was saying, one of the things was,
Theo, dude. You said Theo.
Theo from 92.3 The Beat.
Hey, that was sexy as shit.
That sounded just like him.
Yo, sorry I couldn't reach you right now, but you could go ahead and leave a voicemail after that beep.
Soft ass, sugar free ass voice. Yeah, baby.
I'm gonna look at my list. Oh, yeah. Oh, he got juicy ass mouth, bro.
Looking at his mouth like,
She's like, hey,
My bad.
yeah, Filipino LL Cool J. Hey. Yeah, go.
that's Kuya L to you.
Yeah.
Oh, damn. That sounds legit, too.
For real.
Shit, I forgot what I was gonna say. I'm not even gonna But take it away. So my first son was colicky, right? So
Oh, that's tough.
That's Matt.
Tough.
yeah, he was real
The second
colicky.
one.
So it was rough some nights and went without sleep. But you had to have patience because you look at the baby and you know, like, he's not crying just to cry. He's crying because he's in pain. You know, he's trying to tell you something. He's trying to give you a message like, Dad, this is not cool.
Dude, that's so hard to think
Yeah.
through when it's too
Oh, in real time? Yeah, in real time.
Yeah. He's not crying. He's not crying because he wants to. He wants to sleep just like I do, but his stomach is killing him. You know what I mean? He's got all the gas bubbles, whatever it is. You know what I mean? And he's crying, so he was up, and you know what I mean. Like, you think like, oh, I just want to go to sleep, and I'm thinking like, nah. In my mind, I think back now, like, I remember being like, nah, man, we're gonna ride this out together. Like, if you up, I'm up. So let's figure it out. You know, so. It went a little while, then we ended up getting some like drops that helped him and he got better. But it just taught me, man, like, whatever they tell you it's gonna be, it ain't.
Yeah. That's facts.
100%.
You're gonna have a baby and you're gonna do this and they're gonna sleep every 2 hours and blah 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 blah. Lies, dude. You're gonna be up all night long. You're gonna be colicky. They're gonna be crying. You're gonna do everything you can. It's still not gonna help, but you gotta just button down, dude, and ride with them.
But then you go through the first one and then like you try and prep, and then that second one's completely opposite.
Yeah.
Bro,
Completely opposite.
As
we got this in the bag.
that was
Yes.
Caitlin. That was Caitlin and
Yeah,
Trick
we got
you.
this.
Trick
Hey,
question.
that's as factual as it ever
Yeah.
gets, dude.
Yeah,
Second one comes out and it's just like,
totally different.
Crazy.
Yeah.
but it just sucks because I feel bad for my wife
Uh-huh.
because my daughter, Angel, still to this day,
To this day.
like drinks Sprite when her stomach hurts. Doesn't drink soda. Always water.
Wow.
Like willing to try anything. Right. That's my first. Like if I say no, it's no. She gets it. My son, complete opposite.
Right.
But then that sucks for my wife because that's her first. So she's like, damn, I got fucked on this one. And I'm like, yo,
You're already like,
my
oh,
bad.
it's cool.
Yeah, like I had the good one, but we kind of got fucked in this one.
Sorry, brother.
It'll get better. Hopefully.
On this third one, right? Let's prep for this third one. Mentally, let's prep for this.
I didn't plan on this, but it's kind of
Yeah.
Hey, Kalani's watching this at home. She's like, third.
Yeah.
Who's he talking about?
and it's funny because my second one, I remember when we had the second one, my second one, he wasn't colicky or nothing. He was just a dick.
So he was vindictive. Bro,
like,
he wanted to be awake.
He wanted to be
He was a
awake.
kid who wanted to be awake.
Fuck you, Dad. Wake your punk ass up.
He wouldn't cry. He would get, and then you woke up, look at him. He's like,
bro. If
I'm up to that.
if this doesn't define the relationship with the second, he said the first one, oh, he's crying for a reason.
Yeah.
His tummy hurts. The second one come out, he's a dickhead.
Fuck you, Dad.
Keon's at home like,
Oh my god.
Keon's at home like,
maybe.
like,
maybe.
that might have been me. That might have been me.
That's so good.
Troublemaker, dude. He was a troublemaker, but I love that kid, though, dude. He's unique, but yeah, he just cried.
That's
He
nice.
just cried just because, like, yeah.
I love
fuck,
your
wanna be
boys,
up
bro.
all
I
night.
love your boys. I got so much love for your boys.
Hey, dude, but but that's funny because that's how I feel. I feel like Norman has perfect kids. Like, I wish my kids were that good.
You hear that?
Everybody
You hear
thinking the
that?
same thing.
Yeah,
Like, damn,
Matt, Kate, you hear that?
Shit, bro.
He's drunk.
You
got good kids.
Man, he got some good ass kids.
Oh yeah, your kids are perfect. Your kids are perfect.
They are, dude. In my mind, I think can do no wrong. Like, that chick is.
That's only your mind. Out your mind.
Right.
No, Mason's my second's unhinged, bro, and I know it. But that's just it's funny to me. I love it. I was just like, oh, this motherfucker.
I love Macy boy.
Yeah,
Like,
you
he's
low-key
bratty,
love
but I'm just like, nah, it's all right. He be all right.
He right.
Yeah,
Because it
you
never
got
gets too
it.
bad, right?
Yeah.
If it gets too bad, I'll just punch him, right? Like,
Easy.
chill out. Dude. Chill out. But yeah, it's never too
So
bad.
yeah.
Hey, Matt and Kate were so different, man. Like you said, right? The first and second, same thing.
Yeah.
Kate was like high energy. She was the one that was
Bro,
like,
she was.
I was like,
crazy
oh my
energy.
God.
That
Like,
didn't end.
no,
It was
never.
just- you thought it would peak. It was like, no,
Nope.
no.
Nope.
Nah, it's
He was
kept
like,
going, dog.
I got more.
Man, yo, dude, she was wild. She was wild. She was super high energy, even till this day. And Matt was so different, man. I mean, besides like being colicky, right? Like when Caitlin gets to a playground, she's like, Caitlin's here. Who want to play with Caitlin? You know? This is Matthew. Walking on the outside rim of the sand, like on the concrete. Just like, who does Matthew want to play with?
Not you. Not you.
Nobody. Nobody. Oh my gosh.
That's it's true though, man. Like, kids are so different because I remember dropping my kids off at school, like my first one, you know what I mean, kindergarten, dropping on my first son. He's all nervous, he's all looking around, and you know what I mean, hoping he makes a friend or something. They're like, I'm telling him, chill out. You know, my second one, man, I took that nigga to school. He put his hood on, walk with his head down, like, I don't want no motherfucking body talking to me. I don't want to make no friends. Leave me the fuck alone.
How long I got to be here?
Yeah. Daddy, what time you coming back? Okay, well, you better be here on the dock. 'Cause I ain't gonna stay here all goddamn day.
Hey, Matthew didn't have a choice. Kate was like, I'm here. Matt's here too.
Yeah.
What are we doing?
What we trying to get into?
But the whole time Matt's looking at me like, why you leave me with her? I'm just kidding. Dad, why you leave me with her?
That's so good.
That's awesome, dude.
He's just on the fence. Like,
Chain link bench. There goes my dad. He left me with this crazy lady.
That's fucked up.
What is going on?
I just want to dance.
I just want to dance my heart out.
I'll be back, guys. I'm gonna go dance.
No, but that's funny though. I have a similar story when I think back, and it's at that earlier stage, right? That transition. We were. I know it's always on the fence whenever I say this, but we were crib training, right? Which apparently, like some people are like, "Oh, why are you crib training?" I'm like, "Okay, mind your fucking business."
Hey, talk your shit, Mike.
Mind your fucking business.
Raise your kid,
Unless you're
I'll raise
raising
a
a kid
champion.
now.
You didn't put in on this, man.
We were rib training.
Get to say shit. Because you ain't shit.
No, it's always like that, right?
Yeah, for sure.
100%.
Oh, we're crib training. Relax. Anyway, so
Yeah.
we were crib training, and then one of the nights, like he just wouldn't stop crying.
Mason?
He just Liam.
Oh.
And we were just like, oh man, like non freaking stop. And I think by this time it was probably the second or third day into it. So it was bad. Like we already didn't get sleep. So we're two or 3 days into it, and I remember just sitting. We had the room, and then on the first floor, and it's by the staircase. So my wife and I are sitting on the staircase, leaning on each other. We're just like, fuck this. And it was just so delirious and so mad and like everything in between, and just leaning on each other. We both said, we're like, man, fuck this. Yeah. But I look back and I just smile and I laugh at the moment because it's just like, bro, it is what it is. That's exactly what it is. You just gotta ride or die for it because that kid's only got you. Like,
my God. What do we say, Norm? What do we call this motherfucker? It's fucking full contact.
Yes.
Yeah,
It's just
that's real shit.
and you could laugh on it after the fact. Yeah. But in the moment, man, I was like,
In the moment, you just like, this is some bullshit.
he was holding on to the handrail when he let go. All the paint was gone.
yeah, dog, it was crazy. But now I always think of that specific moment because it was just like one of the epitome of like, well,
fuck.
What we gonna do?
What we gonna do?
What else? We do it. Keep
In
strong.
In the words of my boy Sarkis.
Are we gonna stick together?
Yeah, no, big facts.
That's a real question.
I always laugh at it now, but it's always the lack of sleep. Those fucking, oh my God,
It's always the worst.
Well, I mean, like you're so young, right? And you're still you're working so hard to put food on the table and make things work, right? Doing everything you think you're supposed to be doing. So, at which point did you think in that whole process of what you have to do is that you gotta stay up till 3 in the fucking morning to make sure this kid
on
goes
top
back
of everything?
Yes,
Right.
yes. How? Like that was nowhere near your scope.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, sometimes just keeping them alive is like, man, I don't want to do this shit tonight. How about that? Like, I did this shit.
I just want to go dance. Not tonight. Not tonight. No.
The third episode will be just Jesse dancing. That's all I want to do.
You know what I mean? Monday, Tuesday, we did it. It's Friday, dude, and I'm fucking tired of this kid. I just want him to go to sleep because we did the crib training thing too. And this motherfucker's been crying for 3 hours, and I want to go in and punch the shit out of him. Right?
It's
I'm
tough.
not going to, but I fucking want to.
Thank you for saying that, Will.
Yeah.
Let me clarify.
Yeah, let me
No one
clarify.
was hurt.
I
in the
didn't.
filming.
No one was hurt in the raising of these children. None of these children got punched in the face. No. But yes, I remember that. Like what you said, same thing. Like because my ex was like, "Oh, what do you mean, crib? Like this motherfucker's not gonna stay. No,
No.
nah. Time for him to go
playing
sleep in
that.
his own fucking bed."
No.
And my second one, and this is what's funny. My first one. It doesn't matter what we did to this motherfucker. He was cool with it. He just rolled with it.
That's why Khalil was
Right,
so
the
chill,
oldest
dog.
is always the ride or die, dude. He's
so
just
chill.
like, yeah, all right, let's go.
After his colicky shit, this motherfucker, cool breeze, dude. Cooler than the other side of the pillow. Like, I never had, like, cool. My second one, fuck that kid, dude. Hey,
Stop, bro.
hey, I love
Give
him
him
to
a
death.
chance. Give him a chance.
Hey,
I love Keon.
but from the crib training, this month, cried all motherfucking night. Jumped out of his
yeah.
goddamn crib.
He said, "Oh, yo,
You gonna leave me here?
You gonna leave me here?
You gonna leave me here like this, motherfucker? Coming for your ass. Here it come.
1,000%.
Oh, you want me to stay in here? Hey, bet.
1,000%.
Watch.
1,000%. It's like a challenge. You like they cry all night. Like you motherfuckers think that I'ma lay here and just go to sleep. Fuck you. And crying all fucking. They cry.
I got
Am
energy.
lying?
All I did
Am
was
I
poop,
lying?
eat, and sleep today.
Right.
I got time.
Right. I got
Oh,
time.
you're
today.
tired? Oh,
Right.
you're tired? Watch
Right.
this. Watch
Right.
this. Watch
Thank
this.
you.
I
Am I
got
lying?
time for this shit.
It's like they take it as a challenge. Like, oh, you think you're just gonna leave me in this fucking crib and I'm just gonna go fuck you? I'm gonna cry all goddamn night.
Oh.
And you
No
gonna come
regrets.
and get me.
No regrets though. After we got through it.
Right.
Yeah, that was
Because
the best thing after.
It takes about 3-4 nights. Yeah.
Yeah.
3-4 nights of what?
Crib training.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I was like,
Good Lord, it was like years for us.
Really?
was like 3 or 4 nights.
Bless your heart, dog.
Hardest
Yeah,
thing
yeah.
I saw mine was like 3
He
months.
was just always crying. Always
Oh,
crying.
Aiden?
Yeah, Aiden.
Really?
Always crying. Always crying. Just never stopped at all. It was like the craziest thing. But then for me, like I always caved. I'm not gonna lie, I caved. I was just like, hey, you know what? Let me just get him.
He was testing you, dog.
Yeah. Well, I failed.
No, I'm not.
Own it, baby.
Like,
Own
I
that.
caved in
I'm not
because
even
you know
saying
what's
that's man
crazy?
shit. That's man shit.
I always told like this is like I always gave this advice to my wife. I said, shit's gonna get hard, right? they're going to cry, and you're just going to want to put them down and just take your me time, right? But remember, they're going to grow, and they're going to grow to an age where they won't even hug you. They won't kiss you no more. They don't even want to hug, like nothing. And I said, cherish this moment. I said, I understand he's crying and we're tired, but let's just grab him and just hold him.
Yes.
Because there's not much time. Like it's going to come so fast.
Facts.
It's going to come so fast.
Oh my God, this man.
Where they're just going to grow up and be like, all right, peace out, Dad.
Facts.
Hold on, come here. Like, let me get a hug. Like, come give me a kiss. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Nah, Dad, come on. Nah, like,
No, Dad.
Yeah, nah, Dad. Like,
I'm living that shit right now.
yeah.
And I hate it.
Yeah.
Not that I hate
So
it.
I told my wife, I said, just enjoy this moment. You know what I mean? And that's why I caved. I always caved.
Respect.
That's real man shit.
I say, you know what? Let me get my son. Like, let's just. And she's like, no, don't you fucking go in there. Let him.
You're gonna catch these
And I'm
hands.
like, yeah, like let him. And I'm like
they're worth.
no,
it's worth
no,
it.
no. Like just give him to me. I got it. Don't worry. Like, you know what I mean? But yeah, that's the way I always looked at it, right? Because
that.
it was
That's
just
real. That's real grown man shit, dude.
Yeah.
Because it's true.
Dude. So the first day of high school when I dropped Matthew and Kate off. So Kate was already a sophomore. Matthew was a freshman. Before that, I said, I think I might have even said this before junior high, but I remember having this talk with him, and I always told him like, hey, like, I know you're gonna get old, and I know, you know, at one point, I think one of the toughest things to prepare for is you not being the coolest person in your kid's
Oh
life.
my gosh.
1,000%.
yeah.
You know, and that's really, that was a real thing for me, man. Because like the wonder that these kids look at you with, and you know, like who they think you are, like in this life, it's really something, dude. It's something that I've always, you know, because I looked at my dad at that same wonder, like who is this crazy funny guy, magician, fucking everything, you know what I'm saying? So like I've always had that in my head when they looked at me. So, you know, I told him, I was like, hey, no matter how old you guys get, promise me and mom that when you leave the house, when you leave us in any sight, always tell us that you love us. Please. Like, I told him that's something that I don't think I could be ever okay with if you guys didn't say that. Right? Like, that was it for me, like with them. Like, I think me, like, having that peace with them and like kind of just, you know, like, I get it. You're high school, you're gonna want to do your own thing. You're never, you know, like nobody no, Dad, like what the fuck? You know?
Roll down the window.
For sure.
Love you.
Yeah.
For sure.
But no, but no, man.
Over there, I gotta.
You know?
Like, over there, I gotta go.
Hey, Dad, drop me off right here. Right here,
Yeah,
right
yeah,
here, Dad.
yeah.
Right here,
Drop
Dad.
me off in the
You go too
side.
close. You go too close. Down.
Dad, drop me off right here.
Yeah.
Come on, Dad.
Sinks into the sea.
He's like this. He's like, fucking dick.
That's mad funny.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you just gotta enjoy
100%.
those moments. Like,
Yeah. No.
it's hard in those times,
100%.
right? Because you're just like, I just want to sleep.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah,
For
that's,
sure.
That's kind of how I just looked at it.
No,
I mean,
you-
don't get me
you're
wrong. Like, there was moments, right, where I was just
Oh,
like,
for sure, for
I just
sure.
want to sleep now. You know what I mean? Like,
I love you, but
yeah,
I
like
want to
I
fucking
sucked it up
sleep.
yesterday. Like, let
Give
me
me
sleep
1
today.
hour out of the last
Yeah.
72,
You know
please.
But yeah, like I'm not saying like it was always like that, but
Yeah.
you know, I had my moments, you know, but it was just that was kind of like what kept me going.
That's dope.
That's actually fantastic too,
Yeah.
because it's a real life thing, man. Like when he says that, it's just like you're saying. Like now I have teenagers, right? And you want to progress them, so because they're independent and you do this. But now, man, I give my fucking left arm, dude, to have my kids run up and jump in my arms when they're 3 or 4
That's what
years
I'm
old.
saying.
I
You
love-
want
I
Khalil's
miss that.
6'2" ass running there?
He a linebacker, bro. He gonna whoop that ass.
No,
And he didn't play those.
no. Hey, I'm
No.
gonna tell you something right now, and he'll deny it all day, every day, but I don't give a fuck. That motherfucker's big, dude. He's my size. But I swear to you, like my younger one, my 13-year-old, if I go to hug him, he'll be like, Dad, get off me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But my oldest one, I'll go hug him, I'll kiss him on the cheek. That motherfucker does not flinch.
That's dope.
See, complete opposite.
Yep.
It's like
He will not flinch. He absorbs every bit of it. Give him
That's
a hug,
dope.
he hugs me back. I kiss him, he don't move. He loves it, dude. And it blows me away because
Love that.
me and him beef the most. You know what I mean? We have the most friction. You know, but if I hug him and kiss him, he ain't tripping.
Yeah.
Not at all, dude. And I love that about him, dude. There's a lot of things I don't love, but
Let me clarify, motherfucker.
But just to be clear,
Yeah.
I hate just as much as I love him.
no, I love that kid, man. But I always trip out on that. But my youngest, oh yeah, if I go to hug him like that, he'll be like, nah, Dad, back the fuck up off me. Back the fuck up off me. But if I spit some logic to him, he'll be like, got you. It's just trip, dude, but they're
Yeah,
different.
yeah.
They're
Yeah.
100% different. I can talk about my kids all day as much as they get on my nerves. Man, this podcast will be 18 hours long.
Yeah.
But you know what? Like, I think hearing, I mean, it's all, it's funny because a lot of it is like the same story, right? I mean, we're 4 different people, but at the same time went through like the same thing. Maybe in like different degrees and like different times, but essentially like the same thing, right? And I think that's crazy. You know, it really goes to show how everyone, I mean, like, I hate to put it this way because it makes it sound like nobody has like this, you know, significant thing that's just theirs. It's just them. But I mean, as that is, like, it's still so special, even if it's the same, you know, the same thing that you went through, the sleepless nights, the aggravations, you know, all the turmoil. Like, it's still the same thing. And by the same thing, I mean, it's still the same love that kept you up that night.
Yeah.
That kept you going and pushing and, you know, and wanting to be that parent that, you know you should be. Right? Right? Being that person for, you know, for your son, for your daughter, you know, to be that, you know, that funny guy, the magician guy. Like, it's the same thing. I think that's the same thing as the love for that. So, and it's also really nice to know that, you know, like, as a dad, like, we don't talk about this stuff. Like, there's not many people I can sit there and have this chat with, right?
Yeah.
You know, because most dads, like, I don't care what field you're in, the first things you always say is like, it's not always like it's usually a negative connotation, like, oh, my wife does this, she's a fucking nagger, or my kids do this, but rarely do you say that I love my kid so much I stayed up till 4 a.m. to make sure he went to sleep.
100%. Never even thought of not doing it. That was the funny thing, is that I'll stand here and I'll bitch and I'll be like, Arr!
Oh, yeah.
But I never not thought
I'll do it again.
If that motherfucking 16-year-old 6-foot kid right now caught the flu and was up all night, I'll lay right next to his bed.
I love that.
I'll run through brick walls for that kid. I can't stand him, dude, but I'll do. You know what I'm saying? Like,
What do you mean? He is a brick wall.
right?
He is the brick wall, yes.
That's
He
mad
is
love, though.
said wall.
That's mad love.
Yeah,
man.
dude. There ain't nothing I wouldn't do for that kid, and I don't know, man. Being that parenting shit, man. It's so different, man. When you become a parent, when that child makes you a parent, like,
When the child makes you a parent.
you know, like, it's you're different, dude. Like, the world is different. They're like the world was different for me when I became a parent. When that boy was born, I was like, it's different now. Like, even boys and little girls and everything looked different. Like, the whole landscape of the world was different.
Oh, for sure.
Everything changes.
Everything changed.
You don't see a corner as a corner no more. You're just like, no, corner.
Like, the most dangerous thing
You
in
know
the
what I mean?
world.
Like,
Fool, I don't even own a
like-
coffee table because of that. I was like, no, we can do that.
yeah, like, everything changes.
He doesn't
Everything
own a coffee
changes.
table
Real
because
talk.
mine got 2 stitches from a coffee
No,
table.
I was like, I don't want
Yeah.
a coffee table. We could do without.
Oh, Casey, baby.
And remember, like, you just driving around, and you see little kids in the neighborhood, you'd be like, whatever. Before, now I'd be like, where the fuck is your parents at?
Or
God damn it.
slow the fuck down.
Yeah.
That is so true.
Why these motherfucking kids out here by themselves with no parents? Well, I'm gonna sit here till their mama get here, because I mean, they shouldn't be out here by themselves.
Yeah. But then you look like a crazy one because
Yeah,
there's just kids and you're just
I
in
look-
your car.
and I
Like,
look at the fucking creek.
no, I was kidding.
You were the only one looking
like-
out, though. You're the
Jesse,
only one.
facts, 100%. Because I looked at the creep, because I'm like, why you sitting over here watching these kids? Because I want to be safe. Don't look like it. Look
Yeah.
like you creeped them, mom.
Yeah, but if your window's half open and you're just like,
You roll it down just to your eyes. Like,
He's like, I already got some. I don't need you.
Yeah, I'm like, what? No. What I look like kidnapping some kids? Like, I don't want the ones I got.
You can take mine. Wait, wait.
Hey, kidnappers ain't got no kids. Because if they do, like, I don't want to. What the fuck? What do I want to
I don't want to watch your kid. I really want to watch mine.
I don't even like mine. I barely like mine. I'm supposed to like yours? Fuck out of here.
I can barely feed mine. And I got to feed another one? You better like hot dogs and rice.
You going to keep all these kids in this house in one room? Nah, we're not doing that.
Y'all know what banana ketchup is? Oh, you ain't coming.
I'm dead.
Oh my god, dude. And
Some idiots.
I mean, it's really cool to to really be able to look at all this and laugh, but at the same time, it's funny that we can laugh about it. But it's really what shapes us, like as men, right? Like growing up, because a lot of the stuff that you learn as a soon-to-be dad or a dad, like, bro, that shit. It's funny how you can apply that to your coworkers and it works, and you're just like, fuck, this was 40 and I'm playing like
You ain't never
3-year-old mind games, and this was falling for it. But that goes to show that like it's all it's all relatively the same thing. People are people, but it's the things we learn, right? Like as a parent, you're like, I'm teaching my kid. But in fact, that kid is also watching you be taught by them.
Oh shit! I learned more from my kids than I learned from any of these motherfuckers in the streets.
Especially guys from Connor.
Oh my.
You ain't learning shit.
But yeah, and you're exactly right. Like you think as a parent, like, oh yeah, I'm teaching my kids something. Man, that kid is you're really learning something from that child, from being a parent. Right?
Amen. Amen.
Definitely, you were definitely learning from that child.
Dude, from the bottom of my heart, I want to thank you guys for being here and really like sharing all this, because it's incredible to hear these stories. And I think it's going to be even more incredible for guys who are about to be dads or planning to be dads to hear stuff like this and know that it's okay to have these feelings, that no parent just sits there and is like, oh, I'm the perfect fucking parent because I love my kid and I never hate him. Fuck you, you're a fucking liar.
Yeah.
You're lying to
sure,
yourself.
lying ass.
Yeah.
Lying ass movie.
Yeah, and it's funny you say that, because exactly, to anybody thinking about having a kid or got a kid on the way, any dads that are having insecurities about how you think you're gonna be or whatever dad you had, man, just put 100% into it, dude, and you're gonna be just fucking fine.
Just
dude.
fine. As
Yeah.
long as it's coming from love, with all the
That's it.
love in the world, man,
That's
you'll be
it.
just fine.
Parent with love, and you'll be fucking fine, dude.
I tell people all the time to sit in like the barber chair, and they're just like, "Oh, I'm about to have a kid." I'm like, "Bro, best advice I give you, just enjoy it.
Yeah.
Those tough nights where they're crying and you want to go to sleep, like just
just
remember they're
enjoy
gonna grow up.
Yeah.
They're not gonna want to hug you. They're not gonna want to kiss you.
Oh, you're gonna miss it, dude.
You're gonna miss it. So enjoy that moment for what it
You're
is.
gonna miss it every day, dude. You go through pictures, dude. I'll go through pictures.
I know.
Yeah, bro. Hey, we re-downloaded Snapchat and we're like looking at old like pictures of it. And we're like, what the fuck?
Hey, dude, I'll be crying like a baby. Like, I remember that moment. I remember that, dude. It's crazy, man. I miss those kids.
And dude, that's incredible. But on that note, we hope you guys enjoyed this, because this was I think this one was
You're welcome.
You're welcome.
You're
welcome.
YouTube land.
You're welcome. We did this. We did this.
God did.
Hey, you
I
guys.
think we could do it, but
guys-
God did.
Hey, from us, from all of us here to all of you out there, we hope you guys enjoyed and had a great time.
Yeah.
From Full Contact Podcast, episode 2, we are out, y'all.
Don't play yourself. We the best.
God did. Shit.